Hello students to the lecture number 5 of 5th unit. The 5th unit is analysis of arches. The topic I am going to cover under this unit are the only topic I am going to cover, and that is 2-hinge semicircular arch, its concept and its problems. How to analyze 2-hinge semicircular arch. So major difference which we saw and which we understood from 2-hinge arches to the 3-hinge arch is that 3-hinge arches is determinate structure, whereas 2-hinge arch, due to a one less hinge at a crown position, it becomes indeterminate. And when we want to solve indeterminate structure, we want to develop one extra equation to find the unknown. What that extra equation will be? That equation is said to be compatibility equation. We have to develop compatibility equation, then and then only we can able to solve 2-hinge arch. So here we want to add one extra equation, and in the 2-hinge parabolic arch we already solved that equation, which is a equation developed for redundant force. What is a redundant force? Redundant force considered in a parabolic 2-hinge arch is a horizontal thrust at support. And what is the equation for that? That is mentioned over here. You can see that this is the horizontal thrust equation, right? So let's come to the few concepts behind 2-hinge semicircular arch, and then we will try to solve few problems on it. So first point which I have mentioned over here is we can solve semicircular arch with 2-hinge exactly the same way as a parabolic arch with 2 hinges. Okay, so it simply means that the formula for H will remain same. Okay, the next point is no need to assume secant variation of moment of inertia of a section. See, when we have developed the equation of horizontal thrust as a summation of m into y dx divided by summation of y square dx, this equation is developed and used to analyze the arches only if what? The secant variation is maintained. And what is that? I is equals to I0 into sine theta. That condition has to be fulfilled, then and then only we can use a horizontal thrust formula to analyze a 2-hinge arch. But what they said here, in the semicircular arch you need not worry about secant variation. Even if I is not equals to I0 sine theta and this condition is not satisfied, still you can use formula for horizontal thrust. Then the third topic which they mention is, since the segmental length of semicircular or circular arch can be expressed in a terms of radius of curvature and the angle subtended by the center of arch. So it is the explanation of second point. In the second point I said you haven't worry about secant variation. You won't worry about this, because to calculate R and to calculate or to use the formula of H, we can give a segmental length of a circular arch in a terms of radius, which is said as a radius of curvature, and the angle subtended by it at the center of arch. What is that? In the problem you will get to know, and I will explain over there this third point. Now let's read the statement of first question from this lecture. The first question is that, now we can read it. A semicircular arch ACB of uniform section and radius is R. Okay, radius is r and is of uniform section, is hinged at the same level. Okay, it is hinged at the same level. There is no level difference between the supports. And where they hinged? At the ends of A and B. Okay, understood. It carries a point load of W. How much load? W with point load. Okay, at the crown C. Okay, I have plotted a W point load. I have mentioned that in the diagram. Now they asked us to show that horizontal thrust at the abutment is equals to W by pi. Now you must be saying worried or wondering about how there is a derivation, but I have gone through the university questions and I observed there is only 2 important derivations asked from this topic. Still, with that 2 derivation, I added one problem also, so that this topic will be thoroughly covered. So let's start solving this, or let's prove what they asked in a question. What they asked? They asked to find a horizontal thrust at abutments is equals to W by pi. Now horizontal thrust formula is same. What is horizontal thrust formula? M into y ds divided by y square into ds. What is ds? ds is a small segment which we consider while deriving this formula. Now to use this H formula or to solve this H formula, we require to know what is M, what is Y. Okay, so let's try to analyze M and Y in this question. Now look at over here. Here I have mentioned or cleared the third point. What is third point? That you can give a segmental length in a terms of radius and angle made by radius at its center of arch. Therefore, I have drawn one radius r and it is making angle theta to the horizontal exactly at the center of arch. Understood? Now, if I use this arrangement and find sine theta, if I want to find sine theta, vertical distance I mentioned as a y. So sine theta is opposite divided by hypotenuse. What is hypotenuse? R. Okay, y by r is a sine theta. So in short, we can say y is equals to r, this r goes to this side, r sine theta. Understood? Then next is cos theta. How to find cos theta? In the cos theta, I use same theta and applied a cos formula. How to find cos? Cos is a adjacent divided by hypotenuse. What is adjacent? This part is adjacent, but that part is not mentioned with any length. But we can analyze from over here. That distance is total r minus initial distance x. Okay, so adjacent I wrote r minus x divided by hypotenuse is r. Understood? From there we get to know that x is equals to 1 minus 1 into we will analyze from beginning. Okay, cos theta is equals to adjacent divided by hypotenuse. That we did. Now how to solve it? Let's take this r on this side. R cos theta equals to r minus x. Okay, once we get that, next step is finding a x. I kept this x on a right hand side, other terms on left hand side of our equation. Then I get to know that x is equals to r minus r cos theta. So here is a correction. X is equals to what? R into 1 minus cos theta. R into 1 minus cos theta. You must remember this correction. Now let's try to solve our summation calculation for the numerator. What's a numerator said of h? It is integration of m into y divided by ei. Okay, so as we know, when we want to do m into y, we will take a section. We will take a section somewhere between A to C. At C we have a, or at crown position we have a point load. We will take a section over there and we will try to find out bending moment up to that section. Okay, vertical reaction is, now when W is a load, W is the only load acting across a arch, what will be the reaction at two support? Definitely the two support will contribute equally to carry this vertically downward force. Therefore, reaction at support A will be W by 2 and half will be carried by support B. So take it horizontal thrust at A support, that will be H. Now what is the horizontal distance up to that section? I taken it as a X. What will be the vertical distance at that section? That I have mentioned or used as a Y. Understood? Now let's try to write an equation for a moment at a section X from A support. The equation will be W by 2. W by 2 into horizontal distance X into horizontal distance X is mentioned. Now let's try to solve this equation in actual. Let's try to solve the summation of m into y ds divided by EI. How to do that summation? For that we required equation of moment up to a section X in the arch. Where I have taken that section? Just before C, in a region of A to C. What is the distance from A support? X. What is the vertical reaction at it? W by 2. And what will be the vertical distance at that section? It will be Y. Okay, why the support load is support reaction is W by 2? Because our arch is symmetrical. This arch is symmetrical and carries the only vertically downward force as a W, that will be equally taken by the supports. Therefore there is a reaction at A support as a W by 2 and W by 2 at another support. Now check the equation of moment. As the equation of moment up to the section is W by 2 into X, this is your M, and what about Y? Multiply by Y. And we know value of X and value of Y. X value is mentioned over here, Y value is already calculated. Put that value into the equation. W by 2 into R into X is what? R into 1 minus cos theta. R into 1 minus cos theta. So this R is for writing down X. It's a part of X only. Then into Y. For Y we know the equation, it is R sin theta. That's the equation. Now take the common part and a constant part outside this integration. So W is common, this R is common, second R and third R. This is the constant part. I have taken it outside. I have taken it R cube outside along with W. Now why the limit is 0 to pi by 2? Because we have already taken a section in a half part, but we have to write the H equation for complete arch. So to complete our equation, we multiplied it with 2, so that one region for A to C, another is for B to C. And when we wrote the equation for half part, limit of half part is half arch is definitely a pi by 2, 0 to pi by 2. Understood? Then substitute 1 minus cos theta equals to X in this part. To analyze it more easy way, to integrate easily, we wrote or we assumed 1 minus cos theta equals to what? X. Therefore dx equals to sin theta d theta, sin theta d theta. When we substitute back into this equation, w into r cube is common, and up in place of 1 minus cos theta, what will be there? X dx, x dx. Understood? X is for this region and this is for dx. Understood now? Now when you simply do the integration of this x, integration of x is x square divided by 2. Once we got that integration, we put into limits. Then I placed a value of x back to its actual form, and then I done a integration. After putting the limit values, I get final answer for m into y ds divided by ei equals to wr cube into half. Finally, I wrote that here integration of m into y ds divided by ei equals to wr cube by 2. Understood? Now second part is a denominator. What is the denominator of h? Y square ds. Y square is, y we already calculated, y is equals to r sin theta. Do the square of it and put it into integration. Do the square of it and put it into integration. For 1/2 it is y for the half of segment is equals to what? R into sin theta. What about second half? You have to do it one more time. Instead of adding 2 times, I multiply it with 2. Once you integrate this, you will get to know integration of y square ds is equals to pi r cube divided by 2. Pi r cube divided by 2. Put the values of numerator and denominator in the h formula. Formula of h is my ds divided by y square ds, provided that ei is constant. Once we put the values of numerator and denominator, it equates to the w by 2. Hence, what they asked, we proved over here. Now next question, which is most repeatedly asked in a university question paper, which is for same 2-hinge arch which is hinged at support and semicircular in shape. Find a horizontal thrust when uniformly distributed load W is acting on an entire span. Okay, W is acting on entire span, and that semicircular arch with the 2 hinges. Okay, find the horizontal thrust for that. Now, to find a horizontal thrust, again in a A to C region, take a section, take a vertical distance at that as a y, horizontal distance as a x. And what will be the reaction for this arch? Reaction will be W into R. W into R. Okay. But it is again a symmetrical arch, and you can take advantage of symmetry and directly write down the support reactions, because both of this support reaction will contribute equally to carry the loads. Therefore, W into R. Now, what will be the summation of moment? Moment will be equals to W into R into X minus this UDL. UDL will be W into X by 2 into X by 2. Therefore, our equation I wrote over here, R into X, reaction at A into horizontal distance up to segment is X and vertical distance is Y. And minus the UDL will be W into X by 2. But as we calculated, we know by the theta, sin theta is equals to what? Y divided by R. Y divided by R. From there we get to know y is equals to R sin theta. Similarly, if we do cos theta calculation, we will solve for x, and x is R in bracket 1 minus cos theta. So we will put the value of x over here, x over here in this region and in this region. Once we put that value, we will get an equation like this. Now check over here. R is what? R is W by R2. What is x? X is R into 1 minus cos theta minus as it is. W is W into R. And what is x? R minus 1 cos theta. In bracket x by 2. R into 1 minus cos theta. Understood? That's what the equation developed after doing summation of moment. Once you do the simplification into it, take down the common parts. Again, it is not visible. Yes. Take down the common parts outside. WR square is taken outside. 1 minus cos theta remains same. W into R taken outside. 1 this and this becomes square and 2 as it is. After solving it, we get to know the value for moment is WR square by 2 into sine square theta. Now put back that values into the H formula. H formula is integration of moment into y distance over ds, integration of y square into ds. The m is calculated already, that exact same value is placed into the integration. What will be the y? Y is r sine theta into r d theta. What will be the y in denominator? Same, r sine theta, but squaring. Therefore, r square sine square. 2 outside, because we did for the half part, we have to multiply it with 2 so that equation will complete whole arch. Once you solve numerator and denominator, integrate it within given limit, you will get a formula for horizontal thrust when the arches has UDL on whole support. That formula will be 4 by 3 WR by pi. Whereas formula for UDL, formula for the horizontal thrust when the UDL is on half of the span of the arch. This is the formula when complete UDL is there. This is a formula when only half UDL on the half part of arch is present, that is 2 WR by 3 pi. Now let's try to solve one problem. What the problem they asked in this part? They asked, a 2-hinge semicircular arch of a radius 10 meter, okay, radius is of 10 meter, is subjected to uniformly distributed load of 12 kilonewton on right half. Okay, half UDL is provided. So H formula is already known to us. H formula is already solved. 2 WR divided by 3 pi. Here it is. So we can use that directly to find a H over here. They asked us to calculate horizontal thrust reaction at supports. To calculate horizontal thrust, it is Ag. H is equals to 2 WR divided by pi. We can use this formula 3 pi. You can use that formula. But to find a reaction, you have to do summation of moment at A. We have to take a equation of equilibrium. Conditions of equilibrium are must used to find a reaction. So summation of moment at A, RB into horizontal distance making anti-clockwise moment, therefore negative, as well as this horizontal thrust H is going exactly at A, therefore will not make any movement. Next moment load is UDL 12 into this half distance 10 into point load. If we convert it, it will act at a 5 meter. From there we get to know RB is equals to 90 kilonewton. Now by the summation of Fy we know RA plus RB is equals to 120. From there we can calculate RA also. We can calculate RA. What will be the RA? RA will be 120. To calculate RA will be how much? 120 minus 90. What will be the RA? 30 kilonewton. 30 kilonewton. Now find a horizontal thrust. Horizontal thrust is so easy. Formula is directly with us, 2WR divided by 3 pi. 2 into what is W? 12. What is R? Radius is 10. What is below? That is constant, 3 pi. Formula, by the solving this formula, we get to know H is 25.46. With this, I have covered almost all the concepts from the analysis of arch unit number 5. Here we ended with the all the concepts of our syllabus for 5th unit. Now tomorrow onwards I will cover few university questions in one lecture, and in the next lecture we will take a revision look on this unit. Homework for this lecture is try to solve one similar question which I have given over here like this. Try to find horizontal thrust with the complete UDL of 12 kilonewton. Complete UDL. On the same arch, you have complete UDL. Wait a minute. If I extend it and make a complete UDL, what will be the value of horizontal thrust and reactions? Try to analyze that. Thank you.